Somebody asked me if there is now something of a moral equivalency between the IDF and Hamas due to mounting civilian casualties within Gaza. Now, first things first, civilian casualties are always tragic. But the reason why we distinguish between fighting forces which deliberately target civilians versus fighting forces which take reasonable measures to try to prevent civilian casualties is because we're trying to set up some sort of positive incentive structure when combat unfortunately takes place. Now, there's no doubt that when Hamas went into Israel, they deliberately targeted civilians because it's a part of their overall military objective. However, when Israel went into Gaza, they did provide notifications of generally where they were going to attack and when they were going to attack. Now, maybe you think they didn't give enough time, but they did do it. Hamas certainly didn't provide that for Israelis when they attacked. Not to mention the fact that Hamas actually used its own resources in order to prevent a civilian evacuation because they understand that the Western media and left-wing academia will make a false equivalency argument as long as more Palestinian civilians die. So there's actually a really perverse incentive for Hamas to kill both Israeli and their own civilians.
I'm sure that this gentleman knows that most of Israeli casualties in October 7 were casualties of Hannibal Directive, killed by Israeli helicopters. Moreover, people of Gaza have nowhere to go, and I have seen several video clips of civilian Palestinians targeted in the streets, often moving from north to south, as IDF directed them. It clearly shows that Israeli soldiers deliberately kill civilians. Targeting an old woman upon exiting a church in Gaza by an Israeli sniper, according to the Archbishop of Westminster, clearly shows that anything Judeo-Christian is a sheer myth. The idea of Judeo-Christian culture civilization is just a lie, designed for people who have not studied history. Shahid Bolsen explained that very well, and I am not going to repeat it here. I bring the link of his video in the description. Israelis want Christians out of that land as much as they want to expel Muslims, and Christian Americans who believe they have a moral obligation to defend Israel are just confused at best or immoral at the worst. Shahid Bolsen explained that as well. In summary, Western supporters of Israel are not necessarily immoral, but have a twisted sense of morality. Propaganda and indoctrination has been jammed into the mechanism of their morality and caused it to short circuit. Their morality has severely malfunctioned, a kind of moral dissonance. But what I am trying to say is, when it comes to this point, that even righteous people of this society are so confused and fed up with propaganda that they cannot distinguish between truth and lie, this society is in a deep, deep trouble, to a level that is almost impossible to find a way out without loss. American society is on the verge of facing the wrath of Almighty God. I have no idea in what form the wrath of Almighty will be. Maybe raining meteors from the sky, عذابا من فوقكم, or earthquakes, أو من تحت أرجلكم, or in the form of civil war, أو يلبسكم شيعا, or invasion of a foreign adversary, ويذيق بعضكم بأس بعض. But the certain thing is, Americans should brace themselves for serious consequences. They cannot escape from it.